Welcome back to Chessometrics. Let's continue now with the third round recap. I had the white pieces and we got a crazy tactical game with a lot of nice finesses and very ups and downs, twists and turns. And at the end, there was some crazy lines also that the computer suggested, and I would just like to share with you this crazy game. So let's have a look. So we started out with knight f3, knight f6, g3, b5, just one of the topical lines nowadays, just to avoid some kind of c4 set systems, and of course very quickly develop the bishop to the long diagonal. Bishop g2, bishop b7, short castle e6, d3, c5, e4, d6, so far so good, a4, b4, knight bd2, bishop e7, and here I think that white has a slight edge. Something like knight c4 followed by a5 is good, or even immediately a5. It's a typical idea, so that after knight d7, for example, I could even include a6, and we just have a normal game. Instead, I was remembering that Hikaru Nakamura recently played this famous game against Magnus Carlsen, where he resigned in a winning position at the end. And he used, in kind of a similar structure, he used this idea knight to g5, with the idea of playing f4 and attacking the king, and after h6 moving the knight to h3, so that the f-pawn will not be blocked. And sometimes it's not about evaluation, it's about ideas. And of course, black is very comfortable after knight g5, but I was just using this idea to get my opponent out of his comfort zone. Knight h3, castle f4. And now we have just a normal position where I maybe get a kingside attack. So knight d7, knight c4. Now, of course, I'm kind of threatening to play e5 because of this take through. So, for example, like a5, e5, takes, bishop takes, and I will have two pieces for the rook, and I should be doing well here. So instead he went, of course, queen c7, protecting the bishop. Now also he might be ready to play d5. And yeah, I think here I should play differently, maybe still a5 with the idea of a6. And I probably have just a very, very comfortable position. But instead I just went for it. I played very dynamic chess, not caring about any objectivity, just playing for attack. And after f5, of course, he was striking in the center, which is, of course, the general basic rule. If the opponent attacks you on the flank, strike in the center or on the other flank. And after d5, black is doing more than fine. Take on e4, take on e6. Very nice move now by my opponent, knight e5. I was expecting that move, of course, but let's say he were to take on e6, I think then after knight to f4, it's hard to defend his pawn, and even it might come as a fork. So he could not do this. So he played knight e5. And after d4, he just he took on e6, knight f4. And here, very important moment, probably the most critical moment of the game for him. He should just realize that he should take a timeout, play a very calm move, queen c6, protecting the e-pawn, and now having the great control of his knights. Maybe the e-pawn will fall at some point, and he will be able to play rook d8, get a lot of space with c4, bishop c5, and my knight on e3 is kind of stable but has no good squares, and I'm also lacking development here, so black is just close to winning, maybe even, but definitely clearly better. But I was also only thinking about the concrete stuff, and this works out for me, luckily. He took on e4, knight e6, rook f1 is forced, queen f1. And now, wherever his queen goes, I have this nice move, queen f5 double attack. And after queen d7, queen f5, which happened in the game, I was kind of thinking that I'm close to winning or even winning already, and he was shaking his head, so he wasn't clearly finding something, and he fought for a long time and ended up playing actually the losing mistake, rook e8, after which I just won a piece. Now I have the double attack and I very comfortably won the game. You can see the rest for the conclusion. And after bishop e3, he just resigned. But we have to go back. Instead of rook e8, there was this absolutely remarkable tactical sequence, which I haven't seen during the game. I saw actually the second best move, g6, giving up the knight in order to trap the queen. Queen has no square. But I have this move knight c5, I calculated this, bishop c5. If knight takes c5, I have to move queen f6, threatening the g-pawn, and I thought I'm a pawn up and should be doing fine. And I think I have a clear advantage here, even though it's not that easy to win. And if he were to take knight bishop c5, bishop takes c4, I thought I'm winning because of the queen d1 check, king g2. I calculated till here and thought that I'm winning, and this is also the case. But the move that I missed was very nice move, bishop d4, and he's kind of in the game. I don't know what to do here for white even, but yeah, this is the machine line, bishop d4, very strong move. And probably if I go to f4, probably rook f8 or something. So with a strong counterplay. Yeah, so this was what I was seeing during the game. But he has this very, very strong resource, queen d6, with the idea of meeting bishop e4 with g6 now, because now the knight on e5 is protected. And after queen f4, the only move to keep the balance, bishop g5. I mean, this is just computer generated, everything, but it's just such a tactical, beautiful tactical resource. Bishop g5, and after knight g5, h g5, if I take on g5, I might lose the game. My king will be too weak. After bishop e4, knight f3, it will be almost game over. So here, after bishop g5, I should realize that I have enough material after bishop takes p7, bishop takes f4, g takes f4. Now the rook is hanging, rook e8, take on e5, queen takes e5, bishop d5. Now let's just highlight this moment. I have 4 pieces for the queen, and he has to give back the rook. And now I just played a slow move, bishop d2. He goes out of the pin. Bishop takes e6, queen takes e6, b3. And of course, as always, the machine says it's a bit better for white, but after some careful moves by black, it should be equal. But yeah, I think humanly it's impossible to defend this for black after queen f5. And I think it's quite a picturesque position with all the pieces here on the e-file and also the knights directed to each other. So I think this was kind of a very amazing tactical game, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and of course, as usual, don't forget success through chess. Bye bye.